8 students from Meghalaya have been awarded full scholarships to study at the prestigious Aga Khan Academy in Hyderabad from grade 6 to grade 12. 4 students were selected in the 2022-23 cycle and 4 more in the 2024-25 cycle. Each scholarship is valued at approximately Rs 1 crore, offering these students an opportunity for world-class education and the tools to make transformative contributions to their communities. The initiative was a collaboration between the Directorate of School Education and Literacy, Meghalaya, and the Aga Khan Academy. Swapnil Tembe, the Director of School Education and Literacy, expressed hope that the selected students would return as leaders to bring meaningful change to Meghalaya. Arun Puri, the Dean of Admissions at the Aga Khan Academy, highlighted the rigorous selection process during his address, underlining the significance of identifying and nurturing young talent from the state.
We need to ensure that the children who are at the academy are fully supported. So when they come into our school, especially all the students who join the residential program like the 8 here, you come into a dorm which is specifically for children between grades, are responsible for the well-being, for the fact that they have to adjust and settle. It's a fully well-functioned program that we run. And these children, later you can ask them also, they'll tell you about how they've adjusted and how life in school has been for them.
And the number of students that will be taken care by these dorm parents, how many of them?
So, great. So, how many students in your dorm, boys?
23.
23, and there are 6 sets of dorm parents. So that ratio, if you can see, is almost 1 parent to 4 children. Even the classroom ratio, I'm glad you brought this up, because even our class sizes at the academy, today, why is the academy thriving and why is everyone talking about it? You see, you have schools where you have thousands of children studying, right? Here you have 100 acres with 730 children. A classroom never exceeds more than 25 children. So you are actually engaging with children one-on-one on such a regular basis that concept of backbencher is almost gone. Because the way the classroom is set up is the teachers engaging with them all around. And you can do that only in small classes where the ratio is very, very small. So it's almost unthinkable, the ratio that we work with. The gentleman here is asking about the criteria. So the first step is we sign an MOU that we are coming to the state. Then the department works with all the different kind of schools that we will be working with within the state. Children are shortlisted based on their academic performances. When we get involved, we have a 3-phase approach. The first one that we conduct is when all the children come in, we do something called non-verbal reasoning, which is more or less based on logic. Now, like we conduct the talent identification program in Meghalaya, we do something similar, say, in Syria, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, because these are areas that need a lot of attention. Language is taken out of the equation. So imagine none of the students who are sitting here, they study in English. Say they study in Khasi, right? Now, when they look at that exam, they should be able to crack it if they are intelligent, regardless of language, right? That's your first step. From there, we shortlist. We shortlist maybe about from the 400 odd kids that are given to us, comes down to maybe 50 or 60. Then they do math and English. English is not a part of our criteria. It's for me to understand what level they're at. Math is important. So if they do well in math, that's fantastic. So now I have logical reasoning, mathematics, there are 2 primary criteria. English, again, I'm looking at it. If you're good at it, fantastic. If you're not, there are teachers to help you. All of them, when they come there, they have to go through EAL, which is part of an English as a second language program. The last thing is the most critical thing. We run a very unique assessment, which is called problem solving and dynamic assessment. This has been designed by a very famous professor only for the Aga Khan Academy. The professor's name is Professor John Munro. He's a genius in this field. He's identified potential. So if these children all get 90, 90, 90 in math, that's not enough to come through to the academy. The main criteria is problem solving, dynamic assessment. We give them case studies. We try and find a solution-minded approach. So each of them had to go through this for 2 to 3 hours with us. And the final step is the interview. The interview is very important for me because I have to be confident that I can take them back with me. That interview tells me whether they are ready to move. How emotional are they? Will they adjust? How excited are they? Are they doing this because their parent has said it's a great opportunity? Or are they doing it because they feel strongly about it? So all of these criteria come in, and then we reach out to them and we say, okay, we go through an internal process. There is a committee formed in Geneva. We speak to them. We come back because it's 4 crores every time we're back. And we have to be as sure as possible. And then we reach out to them, we inform them, and then they inform the family. So that's the whole process. Because the calendar you follow here is January to December, right? We follow August to May, which is the International Baccalaureate calendar. So when they come in January of a new year. Till May, they're in grade 6. So that they're adjusting and understanding the style of teaching, what the curriculum's like. It's going to be very different. I mean, you'll have people asking, what is your opinion on something? What's your opinion on these wildfires that are happening in California? Is climate change really something that we in India should spend more time thinking about? I don't imagine a lot of schools having those kind of conversations with 6th graders. They have to adjust and understand what it is now to be at a very good school, at a very high level. So 6th, they come in, they spend 5 months. The way I look at it, it's an adjustment. You're settling in. August, you hit the ground running. That's grade 7. Boom, you're in. So the first group that went through, they're here today. You can maybe talk to them later. I can see Anubhav, Jefferson, Bantebok, Kenkor. Those guys are now going to finish grade 8. So they've been with us 2 years. This January is 2 years for them. And like Sir said, the transformation is incredible.
So which grade do you take?
6. Yes, we take grade 6. Only grade 6. Because our expense is grade 6 to grade 12. And that entirety, so even flight tickets we pay for. So twice a year we send them home. And usually either me or a staff member will come and drop them and pick them up. Till they're ready to do it themselves. So now the seniors, the boys in grade 8, they came back on their own this year. So they checked in, they got on the plane, they got off, they collected their luggage. I ensure there's a car to bring them up to Shillong. They did it themselves. Kudos to them. They were like the other 4 2 years ago. And I'm going to take them this time, but in a year's time, they'll all travel by themselves.
Are they from India itself?
Yeah.
Or outside?
It's a good question. He's asking about the faculty. I think we take great pride in our faculty. Our headmaster, of course, Dr. Jonathan Long, who's the head of the academy, is probably one of the country's finest headmasters. He's been head at some of the most important schools, not just in India, but abroad. But there's a very healthy mix of international faculty and Indian faculty. You'll have faculty from countries like, obviously, the United States, United Kingdom, Zimbabwe, South Africa. You have people from Taiwan. So that's also kind of exposure to them, right? I mean, education is not just classroom. For me, it's always outside of it as well. And that engagement they get from a very diverse, pluralistic approach. Even a lot of us who are part of running the institution, we've all had experience working abroad. I used to be an investment banker. I used to live in London for many years. I think a lot of us bring a lot of different pieces to the table. And so it's up to them to then gravitate towards us. So we tend to take 4 students every cycle because our investment is significantly higher. Because if you look at the scholarship value, it's almost 1 crore per child. So the child joins us in grade 6 and stays with us until he or she graduates in grade 12. So we work very closely with the state government, Department of Education, of course. And we conduct these assessments. They shortlist almost 400 to 500 students. So from that, 4 of these students make it to the academy. So we have 8 right now, and we've just committed to coming back again in October and taking 4 more or maybe 5 more depending on performance. So that'll take the number up to 12. So that investment then almost becomes close to 12 crores from our side in the state.